So this is our June consciousness update. And I can't believe it's June already. Nearly 6 months of this year has passed. Our topic today is human angels awakening. I'm seeing an amazing new light that I've never seen before, shining from the center of the earth, through all of us, and out into the atmosphere. So let's talk about what's happening and what it means for you. So 2 weeks ago was the total lunar eclipse. And one of the things that did was bring higher frequencies to Earth that awakened what's called the dragon lines. And these are major ley lines. There's a female and a male dragon line that are this massive ley line that goes through the earth. And the frequency of those ley lines got activated to a higher level. And then those activations go out through all of the other ley lines in earth. So what you've been experiencing, what we've all been experiencing, is the amplitude of frequencies that are hitting us every day is greater. So change is faster, and we'll talk about what that does. If you missed, I did a trilogy activation and initiation on the solar eclipse, and that was part of our spring recreation trilogy. You can still find that on my website and still do it. Just because the eclipse happened 2 weeks ago, astrologers say that the energy of the eclipse will last 5 months after the event. So eclipses aren't only activating, this one was activating, but it also is about emotions because it's eclipsed, the moon is eclipsed. So there's a depth of activations that you're all feeling. So what you may imagine is that with the frequency amplitude increasing, that there's a vortex of change. And so it's hitting all of us. And if you use the analogy of a hot air balloon, it's like much more hot air is being put in our balloon. So we've got that on the one side. And on the other side, in order to lift off, we have to let go of all the sandbags, let go of all the ballast. So what you may be feeling is maybe even a reactivation of old pains, old sorrows, sadness, old traumas, because what we are letting go of aren't just the sandbags and the ballast from this life, but from all of our collective karma. So you may think, I've handled this already, and why is it in my face? Why am I upset with this? So just know that you're unzipping yourself, stepping out to a new self. And before you even get that one clear, you unzip again and move back to another new self. So there's so many layers of unfolding here. And really, in our day-to-day life, you may feel sad, you may feel grief for no reason, or a lot of grief for what seems like a small event. And these days, we don't have small grief events. We have mass shootings in the United States. We have continuing war, increasing starvation. We have a lot of reasons to grieve, and it's touching us more. And so you're more fragile. There's more uncertainty, especially with regard to your future. Like like we're on the earth and the earth is moving like in an earthquake. So what used to work, how you used to anchor yourself during changing times, may not be as effective now. So what that does is bring up our fears. We're scared to our core at times because we can't anchor in a moving solid. And what has worked in the past isn't working now. So be gentle with your fragility. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that you've failed in your ascension. It just means you're human. So there's loss, there may be anger. And again, it's not just from this life that's showing up. The lunar eclipse, we're digging down into our personal karma and collective karma. And when I work with people in my personal sessions, I've totally seen 3 levels of release. I've seen them release the energy from their personal self. Uh, and then the next level is their karma that gets to be released and sometimes seen before it's released. And then we go one step further, and that is the collective karma that may have nothing to do with you emotionally, but we're feeling it, we're clearing it. The other thing you may be feeling is just a sense of overwhelm. I don't know what to do. Please help me. So, again, love yourself through all this because we're really stepping out of what I call the matrix of suffering. I've seen it so clearly as I work with people that part of this old matrix of suffering, it's the matrix of being a victim. And if you think of the old melodramas, there's a heroine, there's a villain, and there's a hero. And the heroine is a victim. And the villain is a bad guy, and the hero comes to save the day. And in karma, we've been moving through all these 3 roles. We jump around, but we're still in the matrix of suffering by having a victim and a villain. Now, a lot of us on the spiritual path go, yeah, I get that, but I'm the hero. I've dedicated my life to helping people. But just realize when we decide we're the hero, we have to have a villain and a victim. So we are being invited to step out of all our past roles, no matter how good and holy they are, so that we can ascend out of the past matrix of suffering, the matrix of victim. And that's really what's happening. So we are on a roller coaster. We're on a roller coaster. And if you remember going to amusement parks, the kids who love the roller coaster, they always waited in line so they could get in the front car. So they're in the front car and they ride with their hands up and they scream a lot. And so what I invite us to do is, by being on a roller coaster, we know we're on the right track. And we might as well sit in the front car, lift up our hands in surrender, because we will be safe. That roller coaster always stops at the end, always. We will be safe. And we might as well scream and have fun. So we're on the right track. So let me talk a little bit about the awakening that I've seen in the meditations we've been doing with Mark, and I've seen in the personal sessions with some of my people in my master's class. My guide, Mark, has been working with Shambhala consciousness, and that's the consciousness above human earth consciousness. And we're pulling that in, we're integrating it with our human earth consciousness. So we are becoming Shambhala consciousness. And in the courses we're doing now, they're called Alchemy. And clearly, a call has gone out to awaken. So last Monday, I never know what's going to happen in the Mark class. And it really was that what is happening is what we came here for. So Mark guided us into the center of the earth. And what I've been learning is that the exterior of the earth has the densest frequencies. And as you go into the center of the earth, where there's this earth star or this inner sun, the frequencies and the consciousness is much, much higher. So we're kind of the darkest, densest ones. And as we make our shifts in consciousness, we are allowed to go in our higher states deeper and deeper into the Shambhala consciousness that is actually embedded in the earth star, in the center of the earth. So Mark guided us in a meditation where we got to this level of Shambhala consciousness, and it didn't actually take very long. And what I could see was that we were transforming to human angels, that all of us were etheric. We had robes on of different pastel colors. Some had wings. Maybe everybody had wings. I couldn't see the wings on everyone. It was an astonishing view because I've seen this before, but it was always the masters. It was always those high ones who guided us. I've never seen before a massive collection of us, living humans, as angels. And as that energy went through us and became us, and we accepted it at some level, we did, there was a light from the Earth star that was this most translucent, clear white light. And you guys, I know that even as I speak this, you feel this energy because my words carry the experience of it. This clear white light emanated from the center of the Earth star, through all the layers of the Earth, up through the crust, the mantle, the oceans, and through all of us, through our cities, our forests, our mountains. And this clear white light then went out throughout the atmosphere. And it transformed and is transforming everything. So this marks a major turn in our consciousness, that we really are human angels awakening. And one of the things I channeled on Monday is that this was a transmutation, or a mutation of our DNA to a much higher level. And we've talked about mutations of DNA before, but it's even more real. But I said, we are moving as conscious, alive, transforming, transmuting humanity from effect to cause. We have been in effect of our karma, and we're moving to cause. We are moving from victim to creator. This is the tectonic shift we're feeling now. It really is the transmutation of consciousness itself. I want to say that again. It's the transmutation of consciousness itself, not just karma. And we are living light awakened. So we see this Monday in our Mark class, and I'm all very excited. And people have emailed me their experiences, and I want to share a couple of the things people have been saying about what they're seeing too. So one woman from Australia, she said she sees a change in the matrix, that it's a painless transformation. Woohoo, yeah. Lower vibrational entities are leaving. And so she sees all this. She's a visionary. And our job is to hold the vision and the space to help others. Then I have a friend, Brad, who is truly a mystic. He channels every morning. He draws incredible mandalas. And he often puts this in our Mark Meditation Facebook group. But some of the things he has said that he's seen in the last few days is it's an unanticipated opportunity to begin to reconnect potentials in humanity and beyond humanity has occurred. He said, I do get a feeling of inexpressible immensity. The magnitude of what now is before humanity and creation is unfathomable. It is pure creation, stemming from the unimaginable diversity and the breathtaking immensity of all creation. We are truly moving outside the matrix of suffering and victim. And then my friend from Paris happens to be in Bali right now. And the dragon lines that I talked about earlier, the male and female dragon lines cross only in two places on Earth. One is the island of the sun in Lake Titicaca, and the other is a temple on the island of Bali, Indonesia. Well, my friend is there now at a UN conference, and all the participants went to, and I won't say it right, but the um, Besaki temple. This temple is near the volcano that is the holiest mountain in all of Indonesia. And it is also where the dragon lines cross. So Pascal was there meditating while his 200 colleagues were all getting a guided tour. And the first thing he saw was 6 masters waiting. And as soon as he could see them clearly, there was a mist, and these gigantic dragons, clearly one female and one male, showed up. um, showed up, and he said, um, so he just saw the 2 dragons and he saw the 6 masters, and then the guide came and got him because he needed to join the other 200 people. And he told the guide that he had seen these massive dragons. And the guide's eyes opened up wide and said, you know, a lot of people talk about seeing dragons, but I've never heard a Westerner who could see them. So Pascal had another chance to continue the meditation. And he said he saw again the 6 masters and the 2 massive dragons. And he said the temple, this temple on Bali, was filled with Kumaras, and they were facing the masters and the dragons. And the Kumaras are these enlightened beings from Venus. And he said the 6 masters were sending codes into the Kumaras. And then he saw the Kumaras lifting out of the temple and flying, each to different places all over the earth, until the temple was empty. And he felt that he had seen what he came to see. And after that, a huge torrential cleansing rain came upon the temple. So you are probably seeing evidence of this massive transformation. Just be kind because of your fragility, and know that all humanity is fragile now, but we are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Our job is to keep a center of our own personal peace. No matter what happens, go back to peace. There's going to be no consciousness update in July. I'll still be in Europe. And I invite you, so that you can be notified of the next time I do a consciousness update, to like my Facebook page. And we will put this on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll be informed every time, anytime we add something, which isn't that often, but we will add this. So I just give you massive blessings. Be gentle with yourself as we awaken, and let your third eye open so that you can see yourself and others as angels, as our soul group. So thank you, and immense blessings for your journey.